Good evening, everybody. It's Weather Boy J here for your tropical update for August 3rd, 2020. Currently recording at 7:01 p.m. EST, and we still have Tropical Storm Isaias, which might turn to a hurricane here in the next advisory coming up in about an hour from now. And after taking a look at the satellite imagery here, here's our fairly decent sized tropical storm. Here's the center currently located right here. I don't know if that is some clearing showing up on here. Well, if it is, then this storm is definitely strengthening. But as you can see on the side of the storm, there is some feeder bands going into here, feeding the storm some moisture, but there is some dry air to the southwest of the system. And here's that big trough digging in all the way down to like Louisiana or something like that. And this is the main steering factor that's pushing it northbound towards the Canada border. Is going to go like through basically all the East Coast states. It's going to bring impacts for all those things. And Washington, D.C. might get their first tropical storm warning since 2011 when Sandy occurred. A very giant storm, but now we're just talking about Isaias, not as big as Sandy. But as you can see, we got a whole lot of thunderstorm and rain over to the west side of that, associated with the trough, the very deep trough. And we have Tropical Storm Isaiah bringing a bunch of heavy rains to the coast of South Carolina, North Carolina. It's going to bring that all the way up to the coast of each state on the east coast. That makes sense. All right, so let's continue with our radar here. So you see, just a big, let me change my marker color. Just a big mass of rain all along the southeast and mid-Atlantic. All that rain and thunderstorms occurring all across the screen right now. Here's our system right now. It has a little eye, but it's not closed. I'm gonna show you guys in a minute, but you can see here's this big feeder band. It's a pretty strong feeder band. This thing is trying to develop an eye wall all across here. It's not really symmetric at all. It's kind of like an oval shaped eye, sort of. It's not really that circular, but it is what it is, and it's probably still going to be a very dangerous storm to deal with along the east coast of North Carolina and South Carolina. Yeah, so Wilmington is probably going to get the worst impacts. Myrtle Beach is just getting a bunch of rain right now. The worst winds are probably on the east and north side of the system. This is where your onshore flow is, bringing in all that storm surge, and it's gonna be like 3 to 5 feet. And I'm gonna show you guys a graphic about that. So, okay, now this is the microwave here. As you can see, the last few frames. Okay, so the last few frames, we're beginning to see that C shape. Hey, there it is. It's trying to come in. So it's trying to develop a closed eye wall, and if that does, then we could see probably some rapid strengthening, I should say. But yeah, that thing is trying to get its act together and develop into an even a stronger storm, which we don't want that. People don't want to deal with these storms, but sadly we have a storm on our hands right now to deal with, and already impacts are being felt along the southern half of the east coast of the United States, and it's gonna go to the northern half. This is only the southern half. And now we're taking a look at the forecast code for Tropical Storm Isaias. They're not expecting a hurricane, but I feel like it's going to become a very brief hurricane at landfall and then weaken once again. I can see, like, a few days ago, there was tropical storm warnings over here. So right now, it's just tropical storm warnings all the way up to Maine. It's very rare to see tropical storm warnings all the way up to Maine, because not that much tropical systems go like this and survive as a tropical storm at all. Faye went like this, but it dissipated when I went up here. Plus, it's far away from Maine, so Maine is getting their first tropical storm warning and watches in quite a long time. I don't remember the last one. I think it was also Sandy, I guess. I guess so. But you can see in just 3 day period, it's all the way almost leaving Canada's coast. Yeah, that is pretty fast moving speeds right there. So right here, you're already gonna feel the impacts by a day and a half from now. So yeah, you're probably get mostly just heavy rains and some gusty winds at times. And now we're taking a look at the model track guidance here. Just very much well in agreement to like reaches, say, is that Vermont, New Hampshire, somewhere around here. That's when they come disagreed. But at this point, the system is probably already dissipated to tropical depression, and the only impacts there for Canada is probably going to be just heavy rain and stuff. Just a very messy day, very gray day. Like it's not a sunny day that you guys probably usually get in the summertime. And taking a look at the model intensity guidance here, you see it's just a little strengthening trend, and it'll just drop down quite rapidly because it's entered into the land. One model does bring it. The EGRI model does bring category 1 strength. I feel like that could be the most accurate one so far because we could get a hurricane at landfall, so this one might be correct actually. So yeah, so we might get a hurricane at landfall, so you still need to monitor that very closely. I mean, a 4 miles per hour difference does not really change anything, but it's just 4 miles per hour or wind speeds. It's just basically the same thing. Right now it's close to a hurricane. It's just a hurricane, I say, for me. Now taking a look at the aircraft recon. Right now they're going out to the storm. They're not getting relatively close to the eye right now. I might actually bring the old recon. So this was the old recon earlier this afternoon. I see it was on a weakening trend, but now on the last center pass, we're at 997 millibars. So now this thing is strengthening. But this was like on a steady 1000, 1002 millibars. Now it's dropping down by 3 millibars just like an hour. So the pressure might be even lower than this. So probably like 993 millibars or something like that, probably, or even 989. I don't really think about that, but that is still certainly a possibility, and we still have to watch for any further strengthening of the storm. And now we're taking a look at the total rainfall accumulations here. Just a big swath of 4 to 6 inches across the east coast with one little patch of 6 to 10 inches that is near DC area, which is right there. So just south and southeast of DC area, Maryland, Delaware. Yeah, I think that, yeah, Maryland is probably gonna get 4 to 6 inches, and yeah, Virginia 6 to 10 inches. Nah, I forgot that state is. I don't know. Jeez, I need to learn my state names. So yeah, if you live in this area, don't drive on flooded roads, because if you don't see the bottom of the road, even just don't even drive on a fully covered road that is filled with water. And yeah, this is a flooding risk for people who live in this area. And the yellow, I don't really matter if you're in the green, but there still could be some flooding in the green. Just very isolated. In the yellow, still relatively isolated, getting into scattered, flooded roadways. But now the red is when it starts becoming more scattered across the areas that are affected in this red region. So you probably will see, when you drive on the road, you'll probably see quite a few flooded roadways in this red region. You'll probably see quite a few roadways flooded with water, a lot of water. And now this is the storm surge mounts here. Currently on the southern tip of South Carolina, they're having 1 to 3. Why is it always like this? They have a 1 to 3 feet of storm surge. 3 feet is just what you about need for be life threatening, because 3 feet of water and it's moving like, is it like 20 miles per hour, 2 miles per hour, something like that. Like, I'll say like 10 miles per hour, and it's gonna sweep you off your feet. So 3 feet of water and it's moving relatively fast, and it's gonna sweep you off your feet, and you get dragged down the flowing water. And now between South Santee River and Edisto Beach, again 2 to 4 feet of storm surge. Again, it's life-threatening if it's moving very fast. If it's like still water, then you can travel through it. But yeah, you can travel through it, but still cautious. And between Cape Fear and South Santee River, 3 to 5 feet more than deadly if it's fast moving. Myrtle Beach is affected. Wilmington, somewhere around here, it's also affected by this. Yeah, and it starts the storm surge amounts start decreasing from Cape Fear all the way to Martha's Vineyard. So yeah, so along here you still have some life-threatening storm surge. So don't don't go outside if the storm is occurring, because it might be just the start of the storm surge. So just don't go out there either ways. So I guess that'll do it for today's video. And yeah, one more quick look at the satellite. Still just some blow up thunderstorms occurring somewhat around the center. And yeah, that'll do it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, drop a like. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. And I'll do these more often, because I like doing these videos more. And I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.